Plaintiff Rita Fisher says after the defendant rented a room at her house, they became friends. But Rita soon discovered that the defendant is a phony who lies about everything, including her age. Rita is suing because the defendant agreed to go on a cruise with her but backed out just before the trip. Defendant Marisa Bankston says Rita puts on a great front, but she is nothing but an aggressive cougar. Marisa claims when Rita drinks, she likes to fight, and she feels Rita pressured her into agreeing to pay for the cruise.
Start with you.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I met Marisa, the defendant, the end of August 2012. I was interviewing her for a room for rent in my house. She seemed really nice, really sweet. She rented the room. As time went on, she became a pathological liar. She was fake about everything. She took advantage.
Now, were you living there when she rented the room?
I was.
Okay, and what was she lying about?
She lied about her age. She lied about where she worked, what she did.
Okay.
She moved her children in without even asking me, and it was a to-share situation for her with a bathroom, so it didn't work out very well.
How long did she stay there?
She moved in the end of
August
August, and she moved out March 2013.
Okay.
She snuck out while I was on the cruise.
All right. Did you approach her about all these things?
I did.
What would she say?
She was very evasive. She just, at first she didn't tell me. It took a while for me to notice that they were
Took a while for you
there
to
all
see
the
the
time.
kids?
I'm sorry?
Took a while for you to see the kids?
Well, the way we're set up is she was upstairs, and her entrance goes right up. So it actually did.
How long?
And I gave her a couple months. I would see them prior to that because I gave her permission to let them spend the night on occasion, but not to move in.
Okay. Ma'am?
Yes.
You want to tell me about the tendency?
She's got a great front. She acts like she's a genuine person. She's a cougar. She's aggressive. She's petty.
Cougar as in she likes young men?
Oh, she likes younger men. She hit me up on Facebook about my 20-year-old male friend.
You one of her young men?
Oh, no.
That's such a lie.
Family member?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
20-year-old friends. I like men my age.
Oh, okay.
I do not date younger men. I could, but I don't. I could. If I did, I wouldn't be lying to the younger men about my age.
That's what she does?
Uh-huh.
How do you know?
Because I know him.
So what happened is she tried to set me up with her nephew.
No, I did not.
That's what happened. She wanted to play matchmaker.
No.
Okay.
You're all
so
right.
she knew his age and she knew your age.
She already knew.
All
how
right,
old I
gotcha.
was.
How about living with her? And we're going to get to the cruise and plane tickets she's suing you about, but she says you moved children in without her permission.
We had a conversation. I told her that I had children the day that I came to see the room. The custody changed, and we had a conversation at a later date, a couple months later, and she said, I don't mind them staying here. Those are her words, not mine. I don't mind them being here. They're good kids, and there was nothing else said about it.
Let's get to the cruise and the plane ticket you're suing her about.
I approached Marisa about the cruise end of October, early November of 2012. At that time, it was a family trip. There was 4 cabins, so there was 8 of us to go. We had one spot open.
When was the cruise to occur?
March 23rd, 2013.
Okay.
We had booked it in February. We put deposits down, and we had to pay the balance and have the names of who was going by the 15th of December 2012. And she agreed to come, and I confirmed that again with her before I had to make the final payment.
Very casual conversation. Very casual.
Okay.
I paid for everything. I put it on my credit cards.
Plane ticket, obviously.
Yes, sir, the ticket as well. And she was gonna, I told her she could pay me back in January after the holidays to make things a little easier.
And what happened in January?
Nothing.
When it was time to pay?
She said she's gonna crunch numbers the first few times that I asked her. And then she started coming up with, I'll give you 100 here, 200 here. And then when I would ask her about it, because not only did she not make her promise dates, she never even would say, oh, excuse me, as most people would do. I didn't have it on that day, but maybe next week.
Ultimately, she never gave it to you?
I never got a dime
All
from her.
right, ma'am.
So I feel like I need to start from the beginning.
And speak very casually.
Okay,
I'll
sorry.
still believe you. I'll still believe you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Initially, you know, we were social, but then things started to change. She did matchmaking and one, you know, like set me up with her nephew, and you know, the whole time he's married to someone else.
Not
He's
true,
living
not
with
true, not
someone
true.
else. He's having a baby with somebody else. But I didn't get all the information till later. And then
That created tension in your
it
relationship.
created tension
Gotcha.
in the relationship.
All right.
And we lived together, but when I first came to see the place, she wasn't smoking. And then she started smoking.
You and the kids drove her to smoking.
Well, I wouldn't say that, but she started smoking in the house, and so that created more tension. So there was a tension building, and she drinks, and when she drinks, she gets aggressive. She wants to be scrappy. She wants to fight, and so these things started to come
I don't
out.
drink.
You know,
Drove her to drinking
over-
also. Obviously, when
right.
you moved in, she didn't do any of those things. Everything was fine. A few months later, she was drinking and smoking, just coincidentally. And you don't think you had anything to do with that?
I don't. I think she was waiting for the right opportunity.
Okay. So tell me about the tickets, the cruise and the plane ticket.
So it was very casual. It was conversation. Initially, it was an invitation, but I never fully committed.
What did you say? Yes or no?
I said it sounded
maybe.
exciting.
Pardon?
Maybe. I'd think about it. It sounded fun.
So what happened?
I didn't want to go on a vacation with her being the way that she was.
When did you decide that?
Maybe about a month after the initial invitation.
All right. So she asked you to go in November. You told her maybe.
Yes.
And in December, you told her no.
I told her I would crunch the numbers, and I didn't give her a straight answer.
Uh-huh.
I mean, a couple times, I will admit, I did say like a yes because she was on my back and she
So
was
why are
texting
you
me.
talking to me like you never said yes?
Initially, it was a maybe.
I
and
understand
then it was-
initially. What
Okay.
we're dealing with is
Okay.
finally. Because finally is why you're being sued.
Right.
It's what happened finally.
Honestly, I did. I gave a yes when I was being like harassed.
Oh,
was
she
texting-
harassed you into going.
I felt like I was being cornered into saying yes.
Not harassed, but cornered.
Harassed, cornered.
Gotcha. I see. You don't give straight answers typically. Got it. All right.
anything.
Thank goodness, though, you did say yes twice, as you admit. All right.
Don't go away. More of Judge Mathis is coming up. Defendant Marisa Bankston rented a room in the plaintiff's home, and she claims the plaintiff is nothing but an aggressive cougar.
Go ahead.
May I speak to something she said earlier?
Sure.
I am not a drinker, Your Honor, at all. I'll have some cocktails at parties that we have.
That's
Her and her friends.
That's
I
more
invited-
than at all, ma'am. Just say you drink
You're
a
right.
little.
It's a little bit. It's not like I ever drink at home, but that's just a far exaggeration.
Why don't we
that I'm a
get to
drinker.
your case, because you're
Certainly.
about to hurt your credibility. Now you're flipping your story.
May I say one more thing, though?
Sure, go
At
right
parties-
ahead.
At parties that we invited her to, and I still liked her, her and her friends would get drunk. They would ask my family members to grab their breasts, and Justin could speak to that. They would get drunk and aggressive.
That was someone, but that was
Is
not.
your
Never
friend-
been drunk?
Sorry, sir?
Have you ever been drunk since you've known her?
Yes. One time, yes, sir.
Didn't take but one time to get drunk and aggressive.
No, not to her. Did I get aggressive towards you?
You were aggressive in general.
To whom? To you?
You
I
were
was
aggressive in
dancing, having fun. But I'll
See,
continue,
that
sir.
could scare somebody from going on from going on a cruise. See how folks need to be quiet? But continue.
But I'd
Help her
like-
out a little more.
Sure, I wasn't aggressive, though, Your Honor. I'd like for her to...
You said you were.
No, I said I had drank and been intoxicated and was dancing. I didn't say I was aggressive.
And then she said you were aggressive, and you said I wasn't aggressive with you.
Correct.
Implying that you were aggressive with others.
Oh, well...
That's the implication.
That was not what I was trying to apply to do, though.
Well, that's the implication when you say I wasn't aggressive with you, though, was I? Now, she said, I don't even remember. You have to tell me once again what she said, because you sidetracked me.
I apologize, sir.
Okay, but now you got to prove it.
Okay, I have a lot of...
It was just about proving, but then you threw me off. Start from the beginning.
Okay,
When did
sir.
you book it?
Deposits were in February 2012. Final payments were due December 2012.
Gotcha. All right. And she had not paid.
Correct.
All right. And when did you ask her about it?
January of 2013. I had told her she could pay me after the holidays.
All right, and she
in January.
continued to tell you she would?
She did.
Okay. And ultimately, when did you determine that she wasn't going to go?
On March 14th, when she said, I'm not going with you.
All right. What did you all discuss then?
We really didn't discuss anything, Your Honor. She told me not to contact her anymore.
All right. Is that true?
There's information missing.
What's that?
During the holidays was the dating with the nephew. And after that time, I found out he was married. And so things started to unravel. That's when things got weird. At that point, she told me that her nephew was going on the cruise and we were dissolving the dating. And then she asked me if he could be in the same cabin with me. And all of these details started to come out, and I was not comfortable. I was already not comfortable.
When did you become uncomfortable? When did you decide you weren't going to do it?
In January.
You told her that in January?
She asked me if...
No. Did you tell her that in January?
I gave her a vague answer.
When did you tell her that I'm not going?
I alluded to that in January.
You alluded to it. So you never told her.
But then in February, it was resolute.
How did it become resolute?
My words were, if you're more comfortable finding someone else concrete to go, that would be in your best interests.
That's what you call resolute. To say, go and find someone else for the ticket. Even though you said your primary reason was because you didn't want to stay with her nephew in the same room because you were breaking up. You never told her that.
Well, he had said...
No, I said, did you ever tell her that?
I want to say yes.
Okay. You want to, or you're just playing games with me? Go ahead, man. What do you have as evidence?
Here's a text from January 28th with a happy face saying she's going to start giving me money. She's not trying to back out in January
Sorry,
whatsoever.
I just remembered. I can give you $200 this month.
Happy face.
Yep. What else? Not going to be too happy after the day, it sounds like.
Here we are on January 31st, again, Your Honor, saying she's thinking of paying the whole thing in full 2 weeks before the cruise in March.
You see it?
Yes, sir.
But was that before or after you told
Let's
me he
see,
was married?
$100 probably.
Excuse me.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff. Have a good day.
He wasn't married. 4 years separated. Divorce filed. She's just a liar from day one. She thinks the fake breasts, the platinum hair,
Fake
all that.
breasts? What about the fake face?
Fake face?
Exactly.
A peel? I'm not putting things on, honey. I'm just taking things off.
How
no
many
facelift, my dear.
How far peels?
Peels.
Peels.
Original equipment. Anyway, she's just a liar. She's calling me a cougar. I've never dated somebody younger than me. My nephew was separated for 4 years. The divorce was final in 2 weeks. You're the married one. I did a background search on you.
Finally married January.
Vagabond, lived in 16 places, has a judgment against her already. Hobo.